Canadians have had it up to their eyeballs with Trump's ridiculous annexation plans to make Canada the 51st state. It started out as a test balloon and a very bad joke and has ended up in a trade war and constant saber rattling by Trump and his minions. It's reached a point where now even the Canadian foreign minister has had to make official statements to the press. I'm going to show those statements because the dim-witted Trump and his low IQ cheerleaders on Fox have no clue just how incredibly superior the Canadians are in terms of raw and political intelligence over the American right wing. It is really easy for them to outsmart him and to criticize him in ways that he doesn't even pick up on. Trump sent little Marco Rubio to Canada, and this is what Canada did. Yep, they literally rolled out the red mat instead of the red carpet. And notice where it leads to: a puddle. They are humiliating Rubio in what has to be the grandest, most subtle insult in the history of diplomacy. Trump and his team are too stupid to even know when they are being insulted. But don't mistake clever as a substitute with anger. Canadians, known for being friendly, are in absolute hate mode. According to a new study by the Angus Reid Institute, 7 in 10 Canadians support a moratorium on the sale of Tesla electric vehicles in Canada. The same study found that the vast majority of Canadians, 79%, have an unfavorable opinion of Tesla CEO and Trump special government employee Elon Musk, including 69% whose views are very unfavorable. How unfavorable is Trump? He has single-handedly taken support away from the Canadian Conservative Party. They were absolutely poised to take back power from Trudeau and the Liberal Party, and now they are fighting for their political lives. As a result, Canadian Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre just had to deliver this statement rebuking Trump.
We will always be a sovereign, independent nation. We will never be the 51st state. We will always be proudly Canadian, and we will fight for the Canadian promise. And I once again say to Donald Trump, why would you go after these people? These are great Canadian people. American workers, just like them, are going to lose jobs if this continuing trade war insanity goes on. There is no good reason to do this to these good people. Stop the tariffs, stop the chaos, let's solve this problem.
Earlier, the Canadian Foreign Minister, Melanie Joly, spoke to reporters about her meeting with little Marco Rubio, and she had this to say.
I said to the Secretary, is Canada's sovereignty is not up to debate, period. There's no argument, there's no conversation about it, there's no need to talk about it. You're here, you respect us, you respect our sovereignty, you're in our country, you respect our people, period. Yeah, I think many of my colleagues coming here thought that this issue was still a joke, and that this had to be taken in a humorous way. But I've said to them, this is not a joke. Canadians are anxious. Canadians are proud people, and you are here in a sovereign country, and so therefore, we don't expect this to be even discussed or clearly not laughed at. And so I think you should ask them that question today. The approach when it comes to a relationship with the U.S. and through my conversation with the Secretary was we will put maximum pressure on the Americans. And meanwhile, we'll work on finding off-ramps. Because we know ultimately at the end of the day, the Trump tariffs are going to hurt America.
Minister Joly is making it clear that not only is this annexation talk not funny and out of the question, but that it is going beyond disrespectful. In that classic Canadian non-confrontational way, she is issuing a warning. Continuing to pursue this is going to have repercussions. To say the least, Canada is not messing around. As Americans have found out the hard way, Canada supplies electricity and oil to the energy-dependent United States, and their ace in the hole is that Americans will not put up with a military invasion of Canada. Panama, maybe. Greenland, not so much. But Canada? The kind of street protests that would occur will make Vietnam War protests look like an idyllic stroll through Central Park. And it's true that the more clever strategists at the Heritage Foundation could be gaming this. A small incursion into Canada, massive protests, and then Trump declares martial law. But neither Trump nor the Republicans could survive such a scenario. It would be political suicide. And while I would not advocate Trump committing suicide, I would be happy if all those Big Macs Trump has consumed would finally kick in and perform the duty they were designed for. Hello, arteries. Do your thing. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.